Tongic Uni. Look at it. 안녕하세요, Yorboon. It's an amazing day in Seoul today, and I am currently at Hongik University, just chilling out a little bit. Excuse the sunglasses today, but if you could see what was happening underneath, you'd probably thank me. So yeah, today I'm going to talk a little bit about visas, which are pretty important, but I know no one's really asked about this yet, but it's kind of one of those things that you kind of forget until you're like, oh crap, I need a fucking visa. When you're studying under the Korean language programs from abroad, you need a visa. So there's kind of two ways to go about it. There's just a regular C3 visa, which is like a holiday visa. If you're from a country that has a decent relationship with Korea, you should probably check it online on Wikipedia or something. You're probably just going to be able to get a visa, just come to Korea and you'll have a 90-day visa. They'll give you some cards on the plane to fill in your information and stuff, and then you go through immigration. They open up your passport, they stamp your visa into your passport. It's just a stamp and it's good for 90 days. So if you happen to be just wanting to come to Korea for 3 months to study, like 1 semester or 2 semesters, that's just the way to do it, I think. Just come and get the tourist visa. The way I originally thought I was going to do it was I was only going to study for 6 months. If you're studying for 6 months, you can just get 2 holiday visas. So when your 90 days is almost up, you just take a holiday to Japan, which is like 100, 200 quid, like flights or a boat or something, and then when you leave and you come back, you get a new holiday stamp, and then you're good for another 90 days. If you're going to study in Korea for 3 months, you can't get a short-term student visa, which is like a D4, is like a general training visa. If you're going to study for 6 months or longer, I would recommend getting a student visa, because if you have a student visa, after 6 months of being on the student visa, you can start getting a part-time job. So you can start working as a student as well. Also, you don't have to like worry about your visa trips and stuff to other countries. Like, it's nice to go to another country, but if you're going for non-holiday purposes, you're just like, oh my god, I don't even have money, what am I doing in Japan? How do you go about getting a D4 visa? First, you need to apply to your language school, whether it's like Iwa, Yonsei, or whoever, like Sogang. You need to apply, you need to pay. They give you like some formal documents that said you paid and you're in and you're accepted, and it should be for longer than 6 months. And then you can take that to Korean embassy in your country, or you can come to Korea as well and just go to the embassy when you get here and apply for the student visa then. If you're applying for the student visa in your country, it's probably going to cost different than getting it when you're in Korea. So I don't really know about your guys' countries because you guys are from everywhere. So you need your documents that say that you're going to study for 6 months or longer, and you've paid and you've been accepted, and then you need a bank statement that says you have 3 million won equivalent in that bank account, so you can survive when you're in Korea. You're not just a homeless student, like you're gonna live in a place and have food and stuff. So whether that bank account is in Korea or out of Korea, like for me, I just had my Bank of Ireland bank account statement with a euro equivalent figure of 3 million won, which is about $3,000. Just look up the currency exchange thing yourself, because it changes all the time. And then you also need 2 for your visa card, and then also you need to fill in the forms and stuff. Well, in Korea, if you want a student visa, you need to have documents to say where you're living. So like you sign contract for the place that you're staying at, or for me, I'm in a place like a dormitory, a Goshiwon, that's just like a month by month kind of thing. So they have a special form to give to the owner of the Goshiwon to sign off, and then they'll contact them to say like it's all legit, they really are staying here. So then when you're at the immigration office, it's about $100 or something like that. I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll do a visa trip video when I go to renew my next visa. So for me, when I first came to Korea, I thought I would just do the tourist visa thing, 3 months go on a holiday, 3 months go on a holiday, and then start working. But then I ended up changing my plans and studying longer than 6 months. So then I thought, oh Jesus, you know, what do I do now? My friend just said, just go to immigration. If you've been here on a tourist visa and then you're going to study the next semester, you can swap to a tourist visa. So then I had like studied in Sogang for 6 months at that stage, and then I had only the document for studying for another 3 months, like from Sogang, that said I paid my tuition. Then I went to immigration, and then they gave me like a student visa, but only started from when I applied for my student visa. So even though I had been a student for 6 months already, I have to wait for another 6 months on my student visa if I want to get a part-time job, which kind of sucks. So, which is why I recommend, if you are studying for 6 months, that you do get the student visa anyway, even though you could just do the tourist visa thing if you change your plans. It kind of gives you more options if you change your plans. There's two kinds of student visas too. There's one which is a single, which means you're going to stay in Korea and study and you can't leave the country. If you leave the country, your visa expires. And then there's student visa that's multi, and then which means like you can go in and out of the country and you're still a student for the period that you said you'd be a student. The difference between them is just like when you're processing them, it just costs a little bit more to have a multi instead of a single. That's it. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll show you my stupid student card. I'm not yet willing to reveal my horrible ID photos. For some reason, I just can't take an ID photo. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. You get a card and it has your date for how long you can stay on the back. Yeah, so then when that time runs up, like I've applied for next semester's study at Sogang, so I have the receipt document that says I'm accepted and I've paid, so I just have to go to immigration again to get another 3-month top up. Like if you paid for like a year in advance, you can just do like the whole year in one go, but for me it's a real pain to get money from Ireland to Korea, so like I'm just only able to get enough money transferred over like per semester, and it's Bank of Ireland is like the worst bank in the world ever. So yeah, that's it. Like I said before, I'll do a visa run trip video because it is kind of hell on earth to do it. I had to go back 3 times the first time to get my bloody visa done, just because they just kind of tell you a little thing like, oh, you need this, and then you go and get that, and then you come back and you're like, oh cool, you have this, but now you need this, and you're like, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? Jesus Christ, I have a life. I don't like sitting in a queue for like 80 minutes at a time. Yeah, that's not going to be a fun one, but it's going to be a necessary one, I think, for you guys. If you want to come over, it'll save you a headache anyway. Anyway, that's it. I'm just going to go shopping now and make life better. Annyeong. Alright, so I just watched my video back and I said I misspoke a couple of times. Like, I said that when you're in Korea, you should go to the embassy, but it's not. You go to immigration. And also you need a passport for when you're applying as well. It's hard to remember all this stuff off the top of your head, especially when people are kind of staring at you, filming yourself, talking to yourself. So I'm just gonna write a list of stuff in the comments box, in the information box, and then you can just check it all there. Alright, cheers, bye.